Peace, family. This is your brother 2020, and you are tuned into another episode of the 20 Spot. This ain't okay. This is not gonna be brief. Probably gonna be talking about this for a minute. Okay. My topic today is what's going on with black people and why are we so quick to attack each other about anything? And my question is, do we really like each other? Because see, you know, the only thing you have to do, honestly, is just get on social media and you'll really be able to see exactly how much people either like us or don't like us. And I'm starting to see more and more of that with our own people. Okay. A whole lot more with our own people. I don't know if it's this generation. I don't know if it's society. But if you ask me, I think it's a combination of a lot of different things. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Right here on Clear Vision with 2020 on the 20 spot. So, as I always say, go get whatever it is you need. Make yourself comfortable. Go ahead on and pull up with your brother. We're going to talk today. Clear vision with 2020. In this current climate, day and time, information needs to be given clearly. In this case, Clear Vision with 2020 is a podcast for the people, by the people, that does exactly that. Your host keeps an open eye and mind when dealing with any issue at hand. We empower our audience with knowledge. You matter. And here, I use my voice to support and represent the people. The people are the human family who loves truth. Logical thinking and conversation skills are required for communication. News, culture, music, and entertainment with a clear look from a different perspective. Clear Vision with 2020. Peace, family. And we are back with the 20 spot on Clear Vision with 2020. Now, you know, I'm not really I'm not really a social media type, and one thing I do know is whenever I get on social media, I have a actual purpose for getting on there. Now, now it's not too many. Now it's not too many reasons why I would get on social media. But when I do get on it and I see what I see, I'm just like, wow, really? So I'm like this. What is your purpose for being on social media? I know a lot of my brothers are on social media because they're actually trying to make a difference, trying to give us some information, trying to give us some knowledge, trying to help us build businesses, things of that nature. Like my brother Ben X, like Dr. Jake, like Dr. Jake, you know what I'm saying? Like Young Khan the Don, all of these brothers, they use social media for those purposes. Some of us, we use it for other things. On top of that, using it for other things, the thing that really gets me is how bad we go in on each other. And the reason why we go in on each other like we do, I'm thinking it has to do with the fact that we don't like each other. And I'm just wondering, is it really like that though? I mean, And where did this hatred that we got for each other, where did it come from? Who's responsible for it? Now, they say after a while, things happen and you either gonna be with it or you not. You either gonna be aware of it or you not. You either gonna know what it is or you don't know what it is. Now, who do you trust to go and get the sources? Now, are these sources anti-black even though they look black? Are these sources, do these sources always like to talk about uh anybody that has any type of pushback to what's really going on? Because there are a lot of terms that we use when we describe each other. But do we really know what those terms mean? So see, the only reason why I'm saying all of this stuff is because what I'm trying to figure out is what's going on with us to where every time we have an issue, every time one of us steps up, one of us says something, one of us does anything outside of what the world is used to hearing or seeing, that all of a sudden we come up and talk just as much crap about the person as everybody else do. You know, uh, I was watching Dr. Maya and Brother Minister Nuri Muhammad on her podcast, and they made a valid point when they said this. What? Why is it that anybody else can have a disagreement, but they'll have a point of contention where they at least agree with each other on one thing? But when black people don't agree with somebody on one thing, they throw everything out. They throw the whole thing away. If they don't agree with one thing that a person say, they just dismiss the person altogether. Won't even care nothing about what they have to say. So if I disagree with you, then the only thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna just toss me out and be like, okay, or I'm gonna toss you out and be like, okay, you know, I don't care nothing about what he talking about just because I disagree with one thing that you said. You might have said 20 other things that I agree with, but don't agree with one thing, have one disagreement, and then we don't want to listen to you anymore. This is how we treat each other. I don't understand that. I've had disagreements with family members. I've had disagreements with friends, but that had never made me not want to associate with them. Now, they'll do that to me though, you know, disagree with me on something and then I won't hear from them no more. It's a couple of people that's done that to me and stuff, you know. We have one disagreement, then all of a sudden, you don't even hear from them no more. Y'all been knowing each other for over 20 years or something, and then all of a sudden they just stop talking to you. And then they want to use the excuse, I'm doing this, my life done changed. I'm over here, I'm doing that. It's all types of excuses, but it all comes back to that one conversation. It all comes back to that one conversation, and y'all don't talk anymore. Or that one incident, and y'all don't talk anymore. A lot of people say, sometimes a fool can have too much pride, but not enough knowledge. Too much pride, not enough information. The only thing you'll say is, this is how you've always been, and this is how you stand on stuff. To me, today, that excuse, that's done. I mean, we just gonna be honest about the situation. That excuse is finished. Especially when you know that the only reason why you don't talk to this person no more is because y'all had a difference of opinion. So I want to know what's going on with black people to the point to where every time something happens and we have a difference of opinion, it's not hard for outsider influence to come and just split us down the middle. I ain't never heard one person since this incident's happened with Kanye. I've not heard one person say, he said what he said. That's it. He feel how he feel. That's it. Why are you worrying about it? You see, saying ain't nobody saying that. Nobody's saying that at all. Like the man don't have no business to feel how he feel today. Like he just doing everything in a vacuum. He's just acting like he's acting just because he want to do that. Like he doesn't have a life that has things going on in it like we do. Every aspect of our life, every day of our life ain't roses. Every day of our life ain't a bowl of cherries. Every day of our life ain't absolutely good with no flaws, no disagreements, no issues. But just because this man's a billionaire, you think that he got an easy life? You think just because this man's a billionaire, he can just go and do whatever he want to do and that's it? See, that's the difference. And y'all not looking at it. He's a black billionaire. So, since he's a black billionaire, out of the 40 to 60 million plus people in the United States, how many of y'all deal with it? On the business side. And why don't y'all deal with it? You see, he probably thought early in the game that it wasn't too many black people that was trying to be billionaires like him, trying to move up the ladder, trying to do something different than just the music. Some of us are just copacetic with being entertainers. Some of us like to go beyond entertainment. Some of us like to talk to the people as well as being entertainers. But what are we talking about? What kind of conversation are we having? See, he's having a high level conversation because he's talking about stuff that people been wanting to know about for a long time. And on top of that, he's been proving everything that we've been saying from the beginning. And when I say we, I mean the people, for one. And the other we that I'm talking about is the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the way that they've been talking about entertainment, Neely Fuller Jr., Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, and the way they've been talking about our psychology and this system, global system of white supremacy, racism, and how it's had an effect on us. Now, just because Kanye a billionaire, do you think he don't have to deal with racism, white supremacy? Oh, he can buy his way out of that, right? He can. I got $1 billion. There is no racism. I think now y'all starting to see that everything ain't what it's cracked up to be. What you've been thinking is whatever it is, it's not that. It's something different. It's something up under it. It's something undergirding it. It's something right up under the surface that y'all not paying no damn attention to. And then when a brother like Kanye calls it out, y'all want to call him crazy. When let's keep it real, a lot of y'all are right in they motherfucker. Excuse my language. A lot of y'all are right in their pocket, or you got your hands in their pocket, and you know damn well that if you say one thing off code or off color, they gonna snatch your shit too. Excuse my language. They will do it, or they'll make you apologize and walk around and do a tour. Go to the Simon Wiesenthal Center, look at the Holocaust, all of this stuff. I like to see. You know what? This is my thing, and I'm gonna say it like this: I'm independent, and I'm staying that way as long as I can, because I don't want nobody telling me that I can't say what I want to say when I want to say it, how I want to say it, and talk about who I want to talk about. That's my issue. That's one of the reasons why I don't want to be in the pocket of some of these companies because they're going to try and censor me. And I don't want to be censored. If I want to say something, I want to be able to say it and know that whoever my company is going to have my back 100%. Period. Plus, they got their own money that's not coming from other sources, or they backed by the people. And if you saying what's supposed to be said to the people, then the people are always gonna have your back. The ones who disagree are the ones who want to be a part of the system. I hate to say it, but it's just the truth. The ones who don't have no opinion, the ones who sit back, you know what I'm saying, the ones that they prop up to be the guard dogs and the attack dogs, whenever somebody say something that the power structure don't agree with, they want to be a part of the system too. They just don't want to tell you that. They'll hide it behind their disagreement, or they'll hide it behind the fact that they support such and such, or they support these people, or they support those people, whatever the case may be. Then once that happens, then you know where they stand. But when we figure out where people stand, what do we do? Do we disassociate ourselves with them? Or do we just say, well, you know what? Okay, since he said that, I'm just gonna stop messing with it. Why do we do that? See, these are the questions that I'm asking because I hear a lot of us talk about how we'll do this, we'll do that. We ain't gonna go for this, we ain't gonna go for that. But as soon as it happen, you backtrack. Now, I haven't heard Kanye offer no apologies, not no broad apologies to people. He knew who he was talking about, and he made it absolutely clear. He knew who he was talking about. He wasn't just talking about random people. He was talking about Jewish people in the entertainment industry. Now, entertainment covers a whole lot of stuff. Entertainment covers podcasts, it covers movies, it covers music, it covers television, it covers internet, content, talk shows, videos, all of that. So he talking about the people that's in this industry, fashion, entertainment. That's how big the realm of entertainment is. And that's the third biggest people activity on the planet. So my question is, black people, why do y'all not like each other so much? I don't understand that. I really don't understand. I love my people. And I don't mind talking to my people about the issues that go on with us. But when you have a built up animosity or something like that, and when you talking, you really not talking to somebody, you talking at them. And that's not cool. When you talk at somebody, it's because you have a certain disposition about that person. They're not worth talking to. You rather talk at them and make them feel like you think that they deserve to be, treated, or you make them feel like you think they deserve to feel. So we gonna get off into this, because it's really time for black people to stop playing. Y'all really play too much. We not we're not doing enough talking. We're not doing enough conversating. We're doing a lot of social media watching, and we're doing a whole bunch of parroting. We're doing a whole bunch of reciting. You know what I'm saying? We're doing a whole bunch of what they call it. What's the word I'm looking for? We're regurgitating the same things that's being said to us. A quotism. That's it. That's how the minister put it. You just quote what you've been taught, but you're not learning anything from it. You're not going into it to try and try to figure out what it is. It's quotology. That's the word I'm looking. A lot of quoting going on, not a lot of studying, not a lot of looking into what we need to look into. So we're gonna end this segment on that. Got a couple of words from our sponsors, and we'll be right back, family. This is your brother 2020, and you are tuned in to the 20 spot on Clear Vision with 2020. Peace, family. This is your brother 2020 from Clear Vision with 2020. And I got a question for you. Have you ever asked yourself, where can I get some truthful, unbiased news that gives me the whole story and doesn't just give me half of it or what somebody wants me to hear? Well, we have a solution for you today. You listen to what I'm saying. We have a solution for you today, and it is called the Final Call newspaper. This is the only independent, black-owned and operated newspaper in the world, and it's published right here out of America, right here in America. You get this newspaper once a week, and it's going to have articles about everything that you could think of that has to do with Black America and the world. So go to www.finalcalldigital.com. Get your digital edition. It'll go right to your tablet, right to your desktop, right to your mobile phone. All right. This is your brother 2020, and we're out. Peace. Peace, family. And we are back with the 20 spot on Clear Vision with 2020. Now, like I was saying before, we got to ask ourselves this question. I mean, do we really hate ourselves like that to where we can't even have an opinion? Now, my reasoning and the reason why I say that is since this thing with Kanye's been going on, there's been a lot of people that's been chiming in. And I can understand why they're chiming in on it. Some people were in the industry, some people weren't. Some people like what he says, some people don't. It seems that whenever we say something, it gets polarized. It's like you either gonna take this side or you gonna take that side type thing. And my whole point of it is you still got to look for God in the details. Some of us don't look for God in the details and we don't care. We just look for what we can see. We just look for what we can understand and we just go from there. Nobody looks into anything anymore like they should. They just look at it. And then they have an opinion, which is cool. It's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. At least you're talking about it. At least you're reading up on something. Now, if you're just getting online and getting a little 2-minute tutorial, so-called explanation or whatever of what the situation is supposed to be, and then you get up here with an opinion, then you didn't do enough research. Some of us ain't done no research at all, read any books, listened to anybody that made any sense when it comes to talking about this, to even have a comment. So, in the spirit of what I would like to call counter racism activity, I was commenting on a post on Twitter. Now, most of the time when I get on social media and make a comment about something, it's in the context of the conversation. And when I see something kind of questionable, I go to the person and I say something to them about it. What I'm gonna stop doing is I'm gonna stop commenting on the post and I'm just gonna go to the person's DM. That way they'll know I'm not necessarily trying to call them out or anything like that. Whether they answer the DM or not ain't the point. But instead of trying to like put it out, because everybody got an opinion. That's true. Some people's opinion is based on fact. Some of it's based on conjecture. Some of it's just based on what they think they know, what they ran across, whatever. But some of us have opinions that's based in actual fact. Some of us pick up the material and we read it. We think about it before we make a comment. We don't jump off the bat and get all emotional. We don't jump off the bat and get all, I like to say stupefied sometimes and just get to saying anything. Some of us actually think about what we're going to say, what we're going to tweet, what we're going to comment on a Facebook post, what we're going to post on Facebook or any of these other social media pages. We think about it before we do it. Some people don't. Some people comment and they think about the comments that they're going to make. Some people don't. So when you don't think about the comment, you basing it strictly on emotion. And this is one of the reasons why I asked the question. We all know that black people are some of the most emotional people. I would like to say the most emotional people on the planet. I mean, to the point to where you say the wrong word to a black person and they go from 0 to 100. And I'm saying that because I'm a black man myself and I know. And it's not anything, but I'm not saying nothing bad when I say this. I'm just saying that we are an emotional people. So when things happen, our emotional triggers get pulled, and then you get all of these different reactions. So when I made the comment basically saying that we don't have to talk about whether we like somebody or not to comment on something that's being said. Now, one thing I've noticed about us, especially, we always got to do some kind of disclaimer where, I really don't agree with everything he got to say. Brother Ben was talking about this. Go to Brother Ben X podcast, Brother Ben X's YouTube channel. Go check him out. He was just talking about this a couple of nights ago, and he hit it right on the head because I was thinking about the same thing before I even went to him. We all been talking about the same thing all week. Brother Nuri was talking about it on Dr. Mayat's channel. Go check out Dr. Mayat. She's on YouTube as well. We don't have to say whether we like somebody or not to have an opinion about what happened. Now, when you do things like that, you give people what I consider a point of contention to try and point you out or say something to you about it. You know what I mean? And that's where it's at. Now that point of contention I was talking about is more like it opens up a door. Now, depending on what your stance is and depending on your comment is depending on the type of that depends. Let me rephrase that. What you say, how you say it, the type of comment you got is gonna be an effect that comes with that. You know, you're gonna have an effect on somebody when you make that comment. So it's either gonna spark them to think about something or it's gonna cause an emotional response. This is the part that we need to be careful with because this is the part that always gets us in trouble. Now, Ye didn't have a emotional response. He had a calculated response. He just didn't fly off the edge just to be flying off of it. He had an actual answer and response to what was going on. So when we have these conversations, we need to make sure that we keep our emotional response in check and be logical with what we're talking about. So you have to have context to be able to have a conversation, a constructive conversation in the right manner. You have to have context. Some questions gonna get asked that might be kind of hard to answer. Some comments gonna get said that might be kind of hard to take. But Ye made sure everything was in context when he spoke. Now, it was a clip from Drink Champs that my brother sent. And I am so glad he sent it to me. Because this is the context that we need to talk about. So I'm gonna play this clip when he was talking about the anti-Semitic stuff, this is what he was actually saying. This is what he said after. This is what people aren't really talking about. It's only one person I heard talking about this, and that was Lord Jamar. So peace to the guy, Lord Jamar. He spoke on this. So y'all need to go check out his website, the Yada Da Mean podcast. Him, Rod Digger, and Godfrey. Go check them out, man. We, the Black Grassroots, we're having this conversation. You need to be able to go to some. You need to be able to go to some intelligent people and have this conversation, or listen to some intelligent people have this conversation. Professor Griff, Black Magic 363, the Philip Scott Experience. You know, this is the new Black Grassroots, the Vicky Diller. This is the new Black Grassroots. Y'all need to get on YouTube and check them out. Okay? It's a lot of other channels. I can be on here all night just talking about all the people that's out there. But check out this video. I want y'all to listen to this. This is the context that we're talking about. When we get to talking about making sure things are properly, spoke on, this is what we're talking about right here. Hold on. Hold on. Let me refresh the page real quick. Okay, now, now Facebook is playing now. They want to play now. Guess I'm gonna have to go to the page that that my brother got this off of, so I'll be able to play it properly. Here we go. Hold on, family. Okay, now listen. Now listen. This is what he said when he said, "I'm gonna say some anti-Semitic ish. I'm gonna say some anti-Semitic shit." This is what he meant when he said that. Listen. Fuck your bitch. I'ma kill this nigga. I'ma fuck your bitch. I'ma kill this nigga. I'ma fuck your bitch. I'ma kill this nigga. I'ma fuck your bitch. I'ma kill this nigga. That's the real anti-Semitic shit that the Jewish people get paid off of.
Most dangerous thing that's facing um, um, our society. Are you?
Now, that first part was yay. Drink champs. That's what he meant when he said, "I'm gonna say some anti-Semitic shit." Okay. Now, that's one of the things that they got really upset about. Now, the second part is Lear Cohen, who is the head of Def Jam and 300 Entertainment. This was a Breakfast Club interview. He was talking to Charlemagne, Angela Yee, and DJ Envy about the industry and about one of these artists that he decided that he was going to go ahead on and sign. Now, check out what he said about this. Okay, so I'm going to rewind it a little bit. So check this out.
Most dangerous thing that's facing um,
Hold on, family. Hold on, real quick. Oh, we gonna play the whole thing. I'm gonna play the whole thing from the beginning, so you'll be able to get the whole context. It's about a minute and 21 seconds. So check this out. That the Jewish people get paid off.
most dangerous thing that's facing.
I'ma fuck your bitch. Oh,
bitch. I'ma kill this nigga. I'ma fuck your bitch. I'ma kill this nigga. I'ma fuck your bitch. I'ma kill this nigga. That's the real anti-Semitic shit that the Jewish people get paid off of.
Most dangerous thing that's facing um, um, our society.
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people.
I'm saying that's hypocritical though. You're saying the
It's
opioid problem's a problem.
opportunistic.
Yeah.
I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
You're gonna make Dame Dash take this clip and call you a culture vulture.
Now let me little Apple move. Let me on Apple right now. How many people want to bet their house that content is not within the first 3 songs on Apple Rap Music?
Nobody.
So they're gonna have to take my life before they take my people.
Okay. Now we're going to get to the whole thing. Part 2. Lear Cohen said, I was asked, should I choose talent or issues? I chose talent. Plus, I can't give up on people. So, what they're talking about is he signed an artist that must have said some very controversial stuff. He's probably talking about all types of stuff that would be considered hardcore, I guess you could say that. So when Charlemagne said, well, why would you sign a dude like that? Ain't that being hypocritical? And then what did he say? Well, yeah, I got mouths to feed. That would be that would be a little, what was the word he used? Opportunistic. So to all of you rappers out there, listen to this. I mean, for real. They're telling you exactly what needs to be heard. And what needs to be heard is your talent is being exploited, especially if you're talking about exactly what they want you to talk about, how they want you to talk about. Then that last part, when he said on Apple Music, rap is guaranteed that those first 3 songs are the first 3 songs you're going to hear. That's the kind of content you're going to hear. He said he's willing to bet the house on it. And he said they're going to have to take my life before they take my people. So to everybody that said this brother has some type of problem with black people, I think y'all might have it a little bit wrong. As a matter of fact, I think y'all might have it a bit wrong. And that's just terminology. It's not proper English, it's just terminology. Y'all have it wrong. Ye doesn't have a problem with black people. Black people have a problem with Ye. Black people have a problem with Ye because he's choosing to express himself and he's not letting the fact that he had all of those people put money in his pocket to keep him from saying it's true. So when I ask, do we hate ourselves as a people? I ask that because for us to do and say some of the things we do and say about each other, it makes me wonder. Especially when we're talking anything about business, when we're talking anything about topics and subjects that matter, world affairs, all of that stuff. You got to be careful when you go to do your research. And you got to pick and choose the people that you need to listen to that have some sense. People that have a knowledgeable idea of how it's all going down and don't mind sharing that perspective with you. So we just got to do better. I mean, we really got to do better to the point to where we have to stop doing so much hate on ourselves. And see, my brother Reza Islam, yeah, go check him out too. Uh, go check him out too. Intellectual extremist on Twitter, YouTube. He said something on Twitter earlier. This is his tweet. Rizza Islam official at Rizza Islam official. At Rizza Islam, I'm sorry. He said this. What are we witnessing? Modern slaves rising up and exposing their current slave masters. Simple. Funny how we get called a hater for exposing the actual haters. Question. Are black people oppressing Jewish people? Where? Well, are Jewish people oppressing black people? Question. So, I say that to say this. When the expose is going down from the people who are actually involved in it, we need to sit back and observe before we start commenting. We need to sit back and watch the movements. It's like chess, it's not checkers. You ain't trying to jump over, you don't got to jump over your man. See, this is a this is a little bit more strategic. With the chess pieces, you move the chess piece off of that spot and then you take over that spot. So now you in a strategic position on the board. The object is to get the queen or the king, to get the queen and the king, pretty much. Take over the kingdom. So this is chess, not checkers. So we need to observe the game. We need to observe the moves that's being made instead of just getting ourselves all twisted up emotionally about the stuff that's being said. And then we get to attacking each other over. It's some of us out there that just need to really brush up on our knowledge. And we need to include knowledge itself in that as well. So we'll be able to take the next step. All right. So we're going to take another break. Got some more sponsors coming in. And I'll be right back with the conclusion. It's your brother 2020, and you are tuned in to the 20 spot on Clear Vision with 2020. Peace, family. This is your brother 2020 from Clear Vision with 2020. And I got a question for you. Have you ever asked yourself, where can I get some truthful, unbiased news that gives me the whole story and doesn't just give me half of it or what somebody wants me to hear? Well, we have a solution for you today. Listen to what I'm saying. We have a solution for you today, and it is called the Final Call newspaper. This is the only independent, black-owned and operated newspaper in the world, and it's published right here out of America. Right here in America. You get this newspaper once a week, and it's going to have articles about everything that you could think of that has to do with Black America and the world. So go to www.finalcalldigital.com. Get your digital edition. It'll go right to your tablet, right to your desktop, right to your mobile phone. All right. This is your brother 2020, and we're out. Peace. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Your brother's back in the house after the short sponsorship. Now, as I was saying in that last segment, we at the point now where it's time to show and prove, pretty much. So, our brother Ye, he show and prove. And what he did was he set a what I like to call impeccable example of exactly what happens when you go against the grain, when you decide that you're not gonna do what somebody tell you to do, when you decide you want to be your own man, be your own person, that's what end up happening. So I'm not mad at the brother at all, period. As a matter of fact, I'm glad he did what he did because he sparked the whole conversation all over again. Which brings me to this point right here. I don't know if any of y'all got this book, but I can guarantee you probably about 85% of you would be scared to read. But you shouldn't be because information is power. And when you have the information about something, you can figure out how to deal with it. Whether you want to be a part of it at all, so on and so forth. But this book is by Brother Philip A. Muhammad. Should still be in print. It's called Willie Lynch's Newest Slave. Okay? I'm going to repeat that one more time. Willie Lynch. Okay? You ever heard of Willie Lynch? You got that part. Newest Slave. Okay? So we're going to put it together. Willie Lynch's Newest Slave by Philip A. Muhammad. Look that up. When you see the cover, it's going to give you an idea of what the book is going to talk about, and he gets deep with it. I mean, and it ain't no jump off the ledge deep either. It's a walk you down the steps right into the deep. It ain't no jump off and then you got to figure out how you swimming and you don't know where to go. No, he gives you a detailed map and walks you right into the deep end of the pool. I mean, it probably don't got no water in it because we ain't trying to drown you or nothing, but he gonna walk you in the deep end. And these in this book and these chapters are the steps. Now let me tell you a little. Let me give you a little background on it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give you the background first. This book is, in my opinion, I'm not gonna call myself an avid reader. I'll call myself an average, pretty much reader. You know, I read a couple of books a month. I try to. This book, in my opinion, is one of the best put together exposés of the industry. And it's not just talking about music. I want you to be absolutely clear when I say this. This brother's giving a history of the people that's behind these industries that we're calling ourselves being a part of right now. He's given a what I like to call a brief but detailed history of the players in the game. Now you'd be surprised how on point he is, and then you'll be surprised about how on point Kanye is at the same time. This is by no means a diss to anybody, but I have to be honest when I say this. People have always, when I say people, I mean all people, I mean the human family, mainly the dominant society, but the whole human family as a whole. People have had the habit of looking at black people and anything that we say as either lies or we making it up or we're over exaggerating. These are the things that I've heard all my life pertaining to any type of charge, any type of accusation, any of that. We making it up. We probably lying. We don't got no proof. Nobody's around to be a witness. So it's like, we don't have any friends in certain cases when it comes to that. But now, our brother Ye, what he's done is he's changed the whole narrative of the conversation. But the change that he's brought the proper change. Because he did something that a lot of us wouldn't do. I would say it's some of us that would do it. Some of us would do it because we would have, we make sure we have our own source of income. But what the brother did, in my opinion, was a very heroic thing, and it was to prove a point. And I think he's proven it. These people that he talked about are related to the people that's in this book. Our brother Philip Muhammad goes deep with this book. But I'm going to read the back cover. Okay. Check this out. This book was published in 2009. Okay. It's 2022. Okay. So it ain't even been 20 years yet. Little over 10 years. About 13 years now. Okay. He says, this is the back cover of Willie Lynch's Newest Slaves by Philip A. Muhammad. Rappers brag of murder. They call black women bitches. They glorify the use of drugs and alcohol. Over 90% of all songs recorded speak of actions and behaviors that lead straight to our destruction. But the sorry thing is, people who do not belong to our communities are getting paid off of our destructive behaviors. This, my people, is the truest definition and example of slavery. We're going to stop there. That is a hard truth. That was a hell of a slap. But he got a good point. These are the people that Kanye speaking of. I'm sorry. These are the people that our brother Ye speaking of, formerly known as Kanye. I'm going to call him what he's properly wanting to be called. I'm going to call him Ye from here on out. I'm doing everything I can to call him Ye. But he did something that brought the proper attention at the proper time. He was able to name names, been naming names. Now, there are a couple of places that you'll be able to go online to look up some of these people he might be talking about. Names, positions, titles that they hold, all of that. Now, you see, in the earlier clip, I had put everything into context with the clip that I played. Now, I'm going to read his post that he posted on Instagram today. Because they just gave him his Instagram page back. Now, this is deep. And if you can't feel this, I really, if you can't feel this, something's actually wrong with you. You have an actual problem, and I think you need to go and get that checked out. I'm just saying. I'm just saying you need to go get that looked at. That's really gonna be a problem for me. That's really gonna be a problem. So this is Ye's post today around 9 hours ago. All right. Now he has a picture of Emmett Till, open casket picture, and he has a couple of other pictures attached to it, or right after it. So when you go, you're gonna see that. So it's gonna say sensitive content. I'm just letting you know. Disclaimer: free use. That's where we at today. So this is what he said on his post. Ari Emanuel, can you find a place for the Donda Academy kids to go to school that's properly zoned for a school? I got about 60 children that have no place to be as they look to transfer. They tried to dismantle our basketball team. Those boys are being penalized without reason. Even professional athletes were threatened by their owners to disassociate. This is what modern post social media hashtag Black Mirror warfare looks like. I'm going to say that one more time. He said, this is what modern post social media hashtag Black Mirror warfare looks like. Go check out Black Mirror. That's a show on on Netflix. Go check that out. You'll see why he said that. The children are not even off limits. Economic lynching, digital lynching, bankrupting my social credit score. Hey, the brother. Hey, listen. Never mind. You tried to bankrupt Adidas and me at the same time. You tried to destroy my life after all the money I've made for the quote business end quote people. At least as I burn to the stake in front of the whole world. Now listen to this now. At least as I burn to the stake in front of the whole world. Everyone now knows who they need to really be afraid of. Are you feeling that? Are you feeling that? Are you feeling that? Do you understand? Let me continue. And now everyone knows how much power you quote business people actually have. Forcing Roxy to sue me for 252 million after I gave her family 2 million. Roxy is George Floyd's mother. We're going to talk about that in a whole nother podcast. Only a truly powerful, quote, business person could have thought of that and sent Earth to do this. To everyone in the world, take me as an example. Listen to his language. I really want y'all to listen to his language. To everyone in the world, take me as an example of what will happen if you show any frustration. Your frustration does not matter. We declare today, the day when no human is allowed to be human. Please note that I have never physically hurt anyone. So, Ari Emanuel, better yet, let me ask your big brother, Rahm Emanuel, the former mayor of Chicago. Rahm, you're a very powerful business person. Here I am, once the richest black man in the world, asking the very person who's destroying me to at least help these children. Now, listen to this. Hurt me, but please, Master, don't hurt the children, Master. Hold on, we're going to warm up to that one. Listen, one more time. Hurt me, please. Hurt me. You know, just hurt me, please, Master. Don't hurt the children. Don't hurt the children. We bust underprivileged kids from all over, and they love it at the Donda Academy. I see and understand just how powerful you are, but even the mighty Pharaoh was no match for the power of God. At times like this, and at all times, I trust my Jesus, the King of Israel. Hashtag save Donda. Hashtag love speech. Hashtag Jesus is King. He was talking about anti Semitic language, as in us disrespecting ourselves, killing ourselves, and doing all types of negative and nefarious stuff on wax. And how that was getting pushed to the masses more than anything else was. That was what he was talking about. So he said, I'm going to say some anti Semitic shit. Fuck that nigga. Fuck that bitch. Kill that nigga. Fuck that bitch. Kill that nigga, as I played earlier. Universally. I can turn to page 75 in the book, Willie Lynch's Newest Slaves, Edgar Bronfman, History's Most Powerful Slave Master. These are the companies that Universal own. Universal Music Group, power and influence spreads like the demonic tentacles throughout the hip hop industry. Their control can be seen within the day-to-day operations of the following companies: A&M Records. Now, these are record labels that aren't really around anymore, but they are around because they've been established. A&M Records, Doghouse Records, Aftermath, G Unit, Interscope, Shady Records, Star Tracks, Def Soul, The Ink, Disturbing the Peace, Dame Dash Music Group, Rockefeller Records. You know, okay, so that's Universal Music Group. Oh, we ain't done. All of the artists that associate with those companies and their friends are listed right here. And if I could count right quick, it's over 100 artists on these 2 pages. Ari Emanuel, Rahm Emanuel's brother. Universal owners, Jews. Basically, he was telling you that they've been trying to keep a secret. They've been trying to keep their identities secret for as long as they could. But now the cover's been pulled off. So this is how we're going to rock this today. This is just what I would like to call a commentary. And I just had to add some context to what was being said today. And I'm going to end this off with our brother, Kyrie Irving. Hey, listen. Hey, you need to give our brother Kyrie a hell of a clap. Because this brother, when I say he stood up, and it just give me goosebumps when I think about it. When I say that this brother stood on civilization and intelligence, complete civilization and intelligence, and handling himself in front of these wolves that we call the press today, the way they love to stir it up, especially these reporters on the scene after the game. They looking for the next story. They looking for the scoop. Oh, this reporter got one. You can believe. Listen, I got to give a thumbs up to my brother Kyrie. I follow you on all platforms, brother. I truly, truly, as a black man, I truly respect you and how you handled yourself in front of those cameras. I respect how you talk to our people. I respect how you talked about our people. I respect how you stood up. How you stood up and said what you said, brother. I was absolutely 100% positively impressed. And you have, I don't even watch basketball, brother, but you got a fan in me for life. And I'm telling you that right now. You got my support. If I could support you in anything, there's no problem. The first way I'm going to support you is I'm going to end this podcast today with you. This clip is yours. You deserve all the accolades from the family. You deserve all the accolades from the human family. You should get that, hands down, because you handle yourself like an absolute civilized, God centered, God fearing, God guided man. You couldn't get no better than how you did that, brother. I appreciate you doing that. And that's from the heart. Okay, this is 8 to 2020. I'm saying that on Clear Vision with 2020, the 20 spot. I'm saying that tonight. Because that meant more to me than anything that I've heard in a long, long time. Next to the minister and what he has to say when he has to say it as a figure. And he's not an entertainer. This is God's man on the scene. But the way that brother handled himself, the God came out in him. Y'all can say what you want to. I don't care what you say. And he displayed that. So let me play this, man. I could talk about it. I could talk about it for that. This brother, look, Kyrie Irving. I mean, man, y'all better listen to this, man. Check this out, man. Go ahead, brother. Watch this.
Hopefully, I'm understanding what you said, and I want to make sure I get it right because I don't want to misquote. I don't expect.
Hold on, I'm started at the beginning. Check this out, man. This is how he started off the conversation.
It's a title given to.
Check this out.
it's a title given to Christ, Philippians 2:11. And my name translates in the Hebrew language as Yahweh. So I went on to Amazon Prime. I was like, you know what, let me see if there are any documentaries on Yahweh. So went in the search bar, typed in Yahweh, that came up. Went out and shared it on my platform. That was my night. In terms of the backlash or what people call it, we're in 2022. History is not supposed to be hidden from anybody. And I'm not a divisive person when it comes to religion. I embrace all walks of life. You see it on all my platforms. I talk to all races, all cultures, all religions. And my response would be, it's not about educating yourself on what Semitism is and what anti-Semitism is. It's really about learning the root words of where these come from and understanding that this is an African heritage that is also belonging to the people. Africa is in it, whether we want to dismiss it or not. So the claims of anti-Semitism and who are the original chosen people of God, and we go into these religious conversations and it's a big no-no. I don't live my way like that. I don't live my life that way. Excuse me. I grew up in a melting pot, and I say a melting pot of all races: white, black, red, yellow, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, and you can see the way I live my life now. I'm not here to be divisive, so they could push their agenda. I don't want to say they, because I'm not identifying any one group or race of people, but I'm in a unique position to have a level of influence on my community. And what I post does not mean that I support everything that's being said or everything that's being done, or I'm campaigning for anything. All I do is post things for my people in my community and those that it's actually going to impact. Anybody else that has criticism, and obviously wasn't meant for them.
Listen to the brother.
Hopefully I'm understanding what you said, and I want to make sure I get it right because I don't want to misquote.
I don't expect understanding from a media conglomerate group that sincerely talks about the game of basketball, and then we bring up religion as if it's correlative at times when it's convenient for people to bring it up. So please just be direct with your question so we can move on from this and I can talk about the game and go home to my son Elohim and my wife Marlene, okay?
Listen.
Am I to take it that this was what you shared was not something that you've even watched? This was, you did watch it, or either watch it or read it.
I had a lot of time to read a lot. Read a whole bunch. Good and bad about the truth of our world.
So then do you, I guess, understand or not understand those that might imply that that work had anti-Semitic leanings in it? Right.
Okay, so I'm going to pause that right there. Okay? I'm going to pause that right there. This is the conclusion. We're going to close this out with my brother Ty. I'm telling you, man, go and listen to this. All right? You will find this online. Go and listen to this, man. Hey, my brother Kyrie, brother, I love you. Okay, I love you, and may Allah, Yahweh, the higher power, the Creator, bless you, brother, and watch over you and your family and everybody that's connected to you, and that's the truth. That's the truth. So we're gonna come back with the part 2 of the conclusion. Do we hate ourselves as a people? And I'm going to wrap it up. This is your brother 2020, and you are listening to the 20 Spot, Clear Vision with 2020. The final call. The world's only independent, black-owned and operated publication from right here in America. This is my top resource for truth, straight and to the point. Reports what others are afraid to report. Uncompromising and unfiltered. Are you ready? Go to www.finalcalldigital.com to subscribe to the Truth in News, The Final Call. Yes, family, I'm back. I am back. We're going to finish this out. Like I said, we're going to finish it out tonight. All right. So, this is part 2 of Kyrie Irving's response to this reporter's question. So, I'm going to go back a little bit, and then we're going to pick it up right here. All right, family. Check this out.
Wife Marlene, okay?
Am I to take it that this was what you shared was not something that you've even watched? This was you did okay. You did watch it, or either watch it or read it.
Now he said he watched it.
Read a lot.
He watched
Read a
it.
whole bunch.
And
Good
he
and
read
bad
a
about
whole
the truth
bunch.
of our world. So then, do you, I guess, understand or not understand those that might imply that that work had anti-Semitic leanings in it? And I only ask this because the tweet is still up there, so
We're in 2022. It's on Amazon, a public platform. Whether you want to go watch it or not is up to you. There's things being posted every day. I'm no different than the next human being, so don't treat me any different. You guys come in here and make up this powerful influence I have over top of the adultery of, oh, you cannot post that. Why not? Why not? I don't hear uproar on that. I'm not here to be divisive on what's going on this or that. I'm not comparing Jews to blacks. I'm not comparing white to black. I'm not doing that. That conversation is dismissive, and it constantly revolves around the rhetoric of who are the chosen people of God. And I'm not here to argue over a person or a culture or religion or what they believe. No, this is what is here. It's on a public platform. Did I do anything illegal? Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did I do anything illegal? Did I hurt anybody? Did I harm anybody? Am I going out and saying that I hate one specific group of people? So out of all the judgment that people got from me posting, I just, without talking to me, and then I respect what Joe said, but there has a lot to do with the not ego or pride of how proud I am to be an African heritage, but also to be living as a free black man here in America, knowing the historical complexities for me to get here.
Come on,
So
brother.
I'm not going to stand down on anything that I believe in. I'm
That's
only going to get stronger because I'm not alone. I have
Stand
a
on
whole
that.
army around me.
Come on now, brother.
Kyrie, while we're on the topic of promotion, why did you decide to promote something that Alex Jones said?
That was a few weeks ago.
Here we go.
I do not stand with Alex Jones' position, narrative, court case that he had with Sandy Hook, or any of the kids that felt like they had to relive trauma, or parents that had to relive trauma, or to be dismissive to all the lives that were lost during that tragic event. My post was a post from Alex Jones that he did in the early 90s or late 90s about secret societies in America of occults. And it's true. So I wasn't identifying with anything of being a campaignist for Alex Jones or anything. I was just there to post. And it's funny, and it's actually hilarious because out of all the things I posted that day, that was the one post that everyone chose to see. It just goes back to the way our world is and works. I'm not here to complain about it. I just exist.
And to follow up on the promotion of the movie and the book,
Can you please stop calling it a promotion? What am I promoting?
Put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it. Do you see me doing? Do you see me in front of
putting it out there?
The
people
title?
are going to say that you are.
Yeah, put it out there, just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but
okay,
it's not.
You put things out there for a living, right?
Right, but my stuff
is
not.
So let's move on.
Filled
let's
with
move on.
Anti-Semitic.
Let's move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing that.
You're free to post. I can post whatever I want. So say that and shut it down and move on to the next question.
Now you see what he's doing. Now you see how he played that. He really tried to play the brother to the left and try to keep him on the subject, continually to talk about it so he can try and catch him in the funnies, run him up, get him to say something out of his character, but listen to how he handled himself though. Man, the brother handled himself with class. I gotta give it to him. Listen to how he handled himself though, man. Yes.
You have to understand that
I don't have to understand anything from you.
But it's not me.
Nothing.
By
no
posting
people that
what
you're
you
making
did,
up, bro. Move on.
But by posting
Move
what
on.
you
Next
did,
question.
Anybody
Do
is
you guys have
look
any more
at
questions?
it, and they're going to say,
you guys have any more
does he have
questions? Because this is going to
anti-Semitic
be a clip.
beliefs?
This is going to be a clip that he's going to marvel at. Is this any more questions?
But you're not answering the question.
There's another answering your question. Oh my God, let's make another Instagram clip so we could be famous again. Next question.
Kyrie, basketball related.
You see that demonic frequency? Straight energy vampire. And that frequency is coming up in the spirits of people that we know and love.
Now that's our sister Zaza Ali. That was a clip in one of her It's public, but I follow the sister. You know what I'm saying? I'm subscribed to her channel, so when this content came up, I just had to share it because I had direct access to it right then. And I'm gonna go back and listen to the whole program. You know, that's Zaza Ali. Uh, her page is Zaza on YouTube, and that is a part of her Headline News episode 8. So y'all go check her out too, because she got some good things to say about what's going on with us as a people as well as others. But I got to give a clap to that brother, and he get look. The reporter got slapped a couple times over that, and he deserved that. So that's my conclusion. Thank you for sticking with your brother. I appreciate your time. Look up the clip. Go check out what Kanye said. We keep everything in context. We don't need to hate each other just because we have a difference of opinion, you know. And if we do, then we really need to start looking at ourselves and who we are, and we really need to start doing the self-assessment because self-improvement is the basis for community development. This is your brother 2020, 20 spot. I'm out. Clear vision for 2020. Peace.